Hey there, you're listening to BD4, where there's no better way to get your Yankees and Knicks analysis. Yanks every series, Knicks every game, and MMA on occasion. Here's your host, RJ Carbone.
And a high drive in the left center field. Stanton's going to watch another one fly. Are you kidding me? DiVincenzo a three. Bang! Bang! Knicks take a
Take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
At the wall. See ya! See ya! See ya! Mr. Nova.
Anthony for three. Bang! That one goes down and the game is tied.
Rose, you shook up the world again.
I did it again. But God did it, man. I really just had
Gonna have to. Brunson running away. Oh my! He has been the best player to put on that uniform.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
All right. Well, this is going to be another quick one. The Knicks took a 119 to 117 loss to the Celtics in a game that really doesn't mean much, being that the standings are all but locked up. So this will be another 10-minute audio-only quick, brief episode, as the rest of the regular season will be this. Because, again, there's not really a point in recapping exhibition games at this point. Despite this being, an exhibition game, the Knicks did show some promise. I like the fact that Thibodeau is finally seeing that when the Knicks play the Celtics, they can successfully abandon drop and switch those pick and rolls. It's worked every time, right? I think one of the times that they played Boston, they were switching Brunson with success. Then they started switching Cat with success, and you saw that a couple of nights ago as well. They were switching those Tatum pick and rolls with OG and Bridges, and I know Bridges had some problems, so they made adjustments, and some points in the fourth quarter, the Knicks were staying home down the stretch. But they switched it with Towns. They switched it with Mitch Robinson in the first half a little bit. You saw some success with him holding his own out on the perimeter. So that I thought was a positive, that they weren't just defaulting to drop. Because you can't do that against a 5-out pick-and-pop offense that has a healthy Porzingis with a rotation 1 to 9 that can shoot. What else? I think offensively it's the same couple of things that we worry about. As the lone non-threat now, because Precious Achiuwa is officially out of the rotation now that the Knicks are at full strength. As the lone non-threat, Josh Hart's involvement still poses a real issue for the Knicks, because it allows Boston to switch off of their cross matches, wing and big, right? Allows them to provide help with the big man who's able to pre-rotate off Josh Hart onto the post or wherever the action is. That's an issue. It's an issue that, Karl Anthony Towns continues to be a low volume 3-point shooter. That he's with as elite and historic as he is from the 3-point line, he needs to get more up. It is unsustainable for him to be shooting this little 3-point attempts. He needs to be jacking them up in ridiculous volume. In this game, Porzingis took 13, mostly pick and pop, if not all. Towns took 3. The Knicks have issues getting 3-pointers up in volume against non-drop defenses that switch and play high coverage at the level. And it's also on Tibbs to play Towns with more optimal spacing and run off-ball actions and screens to open up three-point opportunities above the break. And I don't feel like the Knicks do a good enough job of that. They are almost like way too reliant on the opposing defense playing drop. Like Mikal Bridges has the same problems. Mikal Bridges, I would love to know his shooting splits versus drop and versus non-drop, switch, high coverage. I imagine it's a substantial difference. You know, the Knicks are the drop killers of 2025, but they have faced a season-long issue where they run into switching defenses. And that's where it's not like, you know, the mainstream narrative, the clickbaity, you know, thing is like, oh, the Knicks can't beat good teams. It's a lot deeper than that, man. They can't beat switching defenses that scheme them this exact way, where they're cross-matching and do things like that. That's the issue. It's not, you know, quote-unquote good teams. It's a little deeper than you know, that's a middle school lunch table conversation, right? That's something you have with your buddies. That's not a real thought out analysis of why they struggle against the Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavs, etc., OKC. No, it's deeper. It's those kinds of things. So it you know, that's really where we are. You know, if they can maintain their level coverage on pick and roll against Boston, and if they can figure out a way to exploit their advantages offensively by showing more willingness to play 5 out, they might be able to push this potential second-round series to 6 games and make it interesting. You know, if both teams do get that far, you know Boston will. But that's really all I have on this game. It's the same couple of problems you run into. But yeah, the defense, the Knicks have shown capability now against this Boston team to defend them. They've shown they can do that. It's getting their offense to be potent is where I worry a little bit. You know, so that's what I have. Trying to see if I have anything else written down here. No, I mean, you're just in these final couple of games, you just want to see this offense continue to move in a more egalitarian way, where it's less centered around Brunson ISOs and you're using, you know, motion offense outside of them. But other than that, that's all I have on this Knicks Celtics game, where they lose in overtime, because, you know, you had that Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges play on the baseline there, where Cat throws it to Mikal. Mikal's not even looking, fumbles it, and it goes out of bounds. You saw Carmelo Anthony's reaction, and it was unacceptable. And to say that can't happen would be a massive understatement. So that's that. You know, we have missed a lot more games than I like lately. We missed the Atlanta game. Towns and Shamet got the game balls from that game. We missed the game against Phoenix. I gave OG and Deuce McBride game balls. And in this game, I'm going to hand the game balls to Karl Towns and Mitchell Robinson. I thought Mitch played well off the bench. Defensively, I liked what I saw. And I thought Towns, I mean, he 34-point double-double. He looked fantastic. Brunson looked good, too. Found his footing in this game with 27 points, 10 assists. But Towns, 34 and 14. Mitch Rob, 4 points, 7 rebounds, a steal, an assist, 2 blocks. He was 2 for 3. So that's it, folks. Appreciate you tuning in for this real quick one. The Knicks are about to play the Pistons, which is a potential first-round matchup here in less than an hour. So, again, these last couple of regular season games, it'll be more of this. But once we get to the postseason, we will be back in full effect, full detail, full breakdown, analysis, X's and O's. Video format of the podcast will be up. We'll be back to normal. But, these games are just, they're the equivalent to spring training. Ramping up for the regular season. This is just ramping up for the postseason. So, Knicks lose to the Celtics. That's all we got. Appreciate you all tuning in. See you soon. Well, if you made it this far, that means you listened to or watched the entire episode. Thank you. Just remember to follow, subscribe, download, rate and review, and all that fun stuff to help out the podcast. And I will see you in the next episode of BD4.